Assalamu alaikum, my friends. I hope you all are doing, great. Today, you'll see the detailed explanation of the, first passage of our first marathon, inshallah. And our first marathon is about traditional Maori medicines in New Zealand, right? Well, this passage has been given in main exams, in the real exams, several times. Not once, but several times. So let's start with this one. Well, guys, before getting into the analysis part, I have to tell you something. I'll be using two languages, Uzbek and English. I'll try to do it mostly in English, but some of you may not be, able to understand every single sentence or every single detail I tell in English. So, at some points during the video, I may be using Uzbek as well. Well, let's get started. The first question, look here. True, false, not given. It is the first passage. Traditional Maori medicine. Because look at the question types. We have true, false, not given, and then we have note completion with word limit of one word only. So that's why we don't have to read all the passage or all the let's say all the information in detail. We can simply ace this one with starting reading the question and then going back to the passage and reading from the very beginning and find the answer, and that's it. Well, let's get started. The first question: early Maori healers learned their skills through studying written text. Look here. Well, a minute. I think it's visible now. Early Maori healers, look here, Maori healers, and they are early ones, right? So, learn their skills through studying written. Look, guys, they have, let's say, read written materials, right? So, we have to find this part. How they have learned, right? Well, let's start with this first paragraph. The Maori are the indigenous people of the islands of New Zealand. Well, the passage or the author is giving, a brief explanation of the tribe Maoris. Their traditional medicine, which is believed to date back as far as the 13th century, was a system of healing that was passed down through generations. Look here, orally. Passed down means inherit. Inherit in Uzbek, meros. And then look, through generations orally. Orally means by speaking, let's say. In Uzbek, Alzake. Well, it totally contradicts this part. Because in the question, it has been said that they have learned, their healing skills, their curing skills, by reading written materials, right? But here it says the system was passed down through the generations orally. So that's why the answer here is false, the first one. And then the next question. The first Europeans in New Zealand were surprised by how long the Maori lived. Well, the first Europeans that came, to New Zealand were surprised by what? By how long, those people lived. Maori people lived, right? So let's get to the passage back and read from where we have um, uh, stopped, right? So it comprised diverse practices and placed on an emphasis on the spiritual dimension of health. Well, this sentence is simply explaining what the system is, right? Its practice included remedies made from herbs, physical therapy such as massage to relieve discomfort in muscles and bones. Well, the same here. And then, look, Maori systems for treating illness were well developed before European arrived in New Zealand in the late 1700s. Look, I think we are about to find the answer. They had quite detailed knowledge of anatomy and recognition of the healing properties of various plants. Look, guys, Maori healers had known, anatomy, and they had known, healing properties of different plants well before Europeans came, right? So when Europeans first visited New Zealand, we are about to find an answer. The average age of death for Maori adults was around 30. Average death rate was at 30, right? However, apart from this, the people were fit and healthy and troubled by few diseases. And that's it. In the question, we were asked whether Europeans were surprised or not, right? This is the most important part. Surprising. But in the passage, it doesn't say so. It doesn't give any information about the attitude of Europeans on the period, or let's say on the length of let's say on the life expectancy of Maori people, right? So we do not have enough information. That's why this question is not given. I mean, the answer is not given, not the question itself. So, not given. And then the third one, diseases of the gods. Look here. Oh, that was a little bit went wrong. Diseases of the gods were believed to be more serious than physical diseases. Look here. This should be more serious than physical diseases. That's the thing we will be looking for while reading the passage. In the question, it says that there are some sorts of diseases that are believed to be, sent from the gods. Let's say at that time, people believed that there were several gods, right? So they thought so, and in their opinion, the diseases that came from God should be more serious, right, than physical illnesses. Let's see what the passage says. Illness was often seen as spiritually based. Well, Maori saw themselves as guardians of the earth, and the focus of their existence was to remain at one with the natural and supernatural world. Rather than a medical problem, sickness was often viewed as a symptom of disharmony with nature as well. We haven't been given enough information yet about the type of the diseases. We have this information in the next paragraph. In Maori culture, illnesses were divided into diseases of gods. Look here, Mate Atua, and physical diseases. Well, we have been given information about the types of illnesses, and there are actually two, right? Diseases sent by the gods were often attributed to attacks by evil spirits because the person had broken a religious rule. Well, look here. In their theory, when a person breaks some sort of religious rule, this person will get affected by a disease sent by the gods. Got it? So, for instance, for Maori, places where people had died or places where their ancestors were buried were sacred. So if someone took from a river where someone had died, or took a stick from, this should be from, not from a tree that had held their ancestors' bones and placed it on a cooking fire, it was believed that the gods could punish them for their disrespectful acts by making them sick. You see here? By making them sick. But the thing is, These two haven't been compared. You see? Well, there is no comparison, and the author, or the passage doesn't say which type of disease was believed to be more serious. So that's why the answer here is not given again. I think you got what I've taught, right? So the fourth question: the leaves of the pepper tree were used to treat toothache. Well, we have to find pepper tree and the function of these trees. The function of these trees leaves, right? Well, do not get me wrong, guys. This is the first time I have ever done this kind of uh, analysis in a PDF format. That's why you see total mess here. The leaves of the pepper tree were used to treat toothache. Well, see, guys, the leaves of this tree should be used to treat toothache, and they should come in handy. Well, the leaves of the flax plant, no. And the hard part of the leaf was also used as a splint. No, 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 no. We need pepper tree, and here it is. Well, the bark, look, guys, and leaves of the pepper tree were used to heal cuts, wounds, and stomach pain. Right? Well, the bark and the leaves, not the leaves itself, right? The bark and the leaves of that tree were used to heal cuts. It's in Uzbek, kesilgan joylar, wounds, yaralar, and stomach pain. Qorindan bo'lish, hazillashdim. Qorin og'riq. Right, and then people who had toothache, well, were instructed to chew the leaves of the same tree. Well, this same tree means pepper tree, right? So they were told to chew the leaves of the pepper tree if they have a toothache. The answer is true. Well, let me tell you something here, guys. Some of you might have chosen the answer, say false or not given, just after reading the sentence, right? The bark and leaves, just after reading this one single sentence. But please, guys, do not be impatient. Be patient and read until you get what you are asked. Okay. Um, let's imagine you have chosen another answer. Not true, right? Well, that would gonna be a big mistake because we are given information about the toothache and how it was treated by the leaves of the pepper tree, right? So the next question, fifth one. Western religion was one reason why traditional Maori medicine became less popular. You see here? Well, the religion of the Western people, in other words, European people, brought to Maori or New Zealand, was one of the reasons why their medicine, look, became less popular. We have to find this information, whether it is correct or not, right? And here is it. Some Western missionary in Uzbek means missionerlik, but coming to its explanation, well, missionary is an activity to kind of spread one's religion to others. I think you got it. Some Western missionaries attributed the spread of disease to the fact that the Maori didn't believe in Christianity And as Maori healers appeared powerless, many Maoris after this explanation turned to Christianity. Well. Let's say the religion, this missionary, refers to the religion, Western religion, attributed the spread of disease. Let's say at that time, at the colonization time, right, colonizational time by the Europeans, there were diseases spread in New Zealand, and Maori healers couldn't heal them. So, and one of the reasons for that was this one, this activity. Missionary activities was one of it. Attributed the spread of disease to the fact that Maori didn't believe in Christianity. In other words, their religion was not Christianity. Let's say they might have been atheist, or they might have been practicing another religion, but not Christianity. And that was the case. Um, that was sad as a cause of the powerlessness of Maori healers here. So, and here Maori healers appeared powerless. So the answer is, guys, true. That's why. And the last one, I think, to me, it's gonna be false, because you see, false. We have one false. We have two not given. We have two truths. But in the real exam, do not be impatient and do this kind of activity. But if you are run out of time, if you have, let's say, less than a minute left or less than a half a minute left, and aren't sure about what you are reading, what you and you can't understand what you're reading, let's say, right? You can do this kind of um, guessing. So let's read the last true or false question. Modern day Maori healers often reach the same conclusion about the type of treatment which is the best. Look, modern day Maori healers often reach the same conclusion about the type of treatment, about the best type of treatment. In other words, look, the question is asking that, let's imagine that a lot of people living in New Zealand, right? And there are a lot of doctors, there are a lot of healers, in other words, right? And once a particular disease occurs, every Maori healer's opinion would be the same, right? The question is asking whether it is correct or not. Got it? I think you've got it. Let's get to the passage and read it. Well, we have information about modern day healers in the last paragraph. As you can see here, today's healers differ significantly from those of old times. We don't necessarily need, the comparison of modern day healers with the past healers, right? Let's read this sentence. Many modern healers work in urban clinics, some alongside mainstream health professionals. Look, they experiment incorporating knowledge from Western and other medical systems. As a result, they do this. They have lots of, you know, information, and they add, and they have a mixture of it. Uh, as a result of it, their modern day work has no standard system of diagnosis or widespread agreement about treatments. Look, widespread agreement refers to same conclusion. In the question it asks, it says they have the same conclusion, but in the passage it says they do not have the same conclusion. In other words, they do not have a widespread agreement. Has no. Got it? Well, the answer is here false. And then coming to the notes, pre-European arrival. Before Europeans arrived, Maori were using plant-based remedies as well as treatment, including massage. Well, that's okay. And then the question: diseases sent from the gods were thought to be caused by disobeying a spiritual something, right? Well, something is missing, and this something is a noun grammatically because you see here a, and spiritual is an adjective, so we need a noun grammatically. And let's get to the point. I guess we have already read that part. Uh, Look, diseases sent by the gods were often attributed to attacks by evil spirits because the person had broken a religious rule. Well, religious means spiritual. So the answer here is rule. In Uzbek, qaida. Look, diseases sent from the gods were thought to be caused. Thought to be caused is very often attributed to attacks by evil spirits, right? So the answer here is true. And then the eighth one. Sickness could be attributed to eating food from a sacred something or burning sacred wood. Look, burning sacred wood or eating food from a sacred something. Again, we are asked to find a noun. Well, it should be in the same, paragraph as this one. Well, so if someone took from a river, you see, took food from a river where someone had died, or took a stick from a tree that had held by their ancestors' bones and placed it into a cooking fire, right? And cooking fire is burning sacred wood, right? So food is taken from a river. So the answer is river. And the next one, it is after Europeans' arrivals, right? 1800s. The inability of Maori healers to cure new disease meant that Maori people lost something in them. They lost something again. We are asked to find a noun again. Sorry. Lost something in them. That's the most important part. And the inability. It means they weren't able to cure a disease. Got it? Well, that's nice. It was in this part, I guess. Well, though Western medicine was also relatively factual at the time, look, guys, Maori healers had limited ability to combat. Limited ability to combat means inability. So that's why, look, guys, this failure still strongly affected Maori confidence in their healers. Confidence in their healers. I think you've got it, what I mean, right? In them, in their healers. The same. So the answer is confidence. And the next one. Eventually, the something for Maori healing began shutting down. Well, shutting down, I think you are familiar with this word. It means closing, right? Something began closing. We have to find what started to be closed. Over time, look guys, the schools of higher learning which had, I guess this must be a typo, which had trained healers started to close. You see guys, started to close. In the question, it was began shutting down, right? So the answer is schools. Schools where people were taught, healing started to close, and the tradition of the Maori healer declined. I guess you got it. Schools. And 11th, published something in 1970s. They have published something showed the Maori weren't as healthy as Europeans. Well, publish it. We again need a noun because it must be followed by a verb, right? So, well, from the late 20th century, there was renewed Maori interest in their traditional medicine. This was due to several factors, right? There was a resurgence of all aspects of Maori culture in New Zealand. Furthermore, well, guys, people start to be less trusting of Western medicine. Statistics from the 1970s came out revealing that Maori health continued to be poorer than that of other New Zealanders. There were also problems with access to health care for Maori. Additionally, there was, and still today, perceived lack of a spiritual dimension in Western health service as well. The answer is statistics, right? Medicine statistics, in other words. Well, we can get the statistics as a simple answer. But as far as these two words are written with a hyphen, we can, count it as a one single word, right? So in the 1970s, some statistics came out. Came out means publish, right? Yes, this means publish. Reveal means show. So the answer is medicine statistics. And then in 2000s, what happened, right? Maori healers can be seen working in with Western doctors in something in cities. It means today. Many modern healers work in urban clinics alongside mainstream health professionals. Look, health professionals refers to Western doctors. And cities is referred with urban, so the answer is clinics. And the last one, many patients appreciate the fact that the Maoris in used by healers. Well, Maoris, it means something that Maori people had. In Uzbek, it is Maori Liklarnin. In English, it refers to the possessiveness. In other words, we have to find a noun, right? A thing or an object that was possessed by Maori people. And patients should appreciate it. That's the main part. Well, despite many healers are recognized as having knowledge and ability that has been passed down from their ancestors, knowledge and ability that has been passed down from the ancestors. Well, recognized means appreciate, but here we have been given two things: knowledge and ability that has been passed down. In the question, we were asked, just a single um, word. Appreciate the fact that the more is used by healers. Let's read the last sentence as well. The Maori language is also seen as important by many of those receiving treatment. Well, of those receiving treatment means patience. This is patience, right? Which means the answer is this one, language. And I think there has been a type of mistake again. This shouldn't be in, but I think is. Look how good I'm, at drawing, despite the fact that it's my first time only. Well, many patients appraise the fact that Maori's language is used by many healers. Well, you see, it makes sense now. Within, it doesn't make any kind of sense. Well, I think everything has been clear, guys, and keep doing, keep practicing, and keep working on your reading. Not only reading, but keep working on yourselves. Let's say, and you will achieve what you have been or what you are striving for one day. Well, hope to see you again. So goodbye, my friends.